Hi everyone, it's BDevine, and I'm going to teach you something today. We are going to do a loop reversal, or a time lock reversal. This is so easy. You're going to catch yourself in so many things here and be able to shift them out from your energy field. Okay, so the first thing that I want to tell you about here is that I am offering the flame infusion weight reset for those of you who are interested in shedding the weight. Now, this is not about a diet or a restriction or calorie counting or anything. This is a 4-week process. Each week you'll be in a group with others. Hopefully there's more than one person in a group with others, and I will be live with you. It's private. There's a private Telegram group as well, and we go through shifting out all of the false energy, anything that's holding you back, but I'm going to explain it in a deeper sense every single week, right? So this is happening. It's available now to enroll into, and it also enables a lot of you to really kickstart things for your new year. And I will give some advice about obviously what I do or whatever, but this is not about that. It's not the same old that we were always so used to with regards to letting go of things. This is a rebalancing. It's a flame infusion. So you'll be receiving a lot of restoration and you know, the old word is healing, I guess. A lot of infused energy that will be coming through live. Okay, so I'm offering this as a beginner's price. Okay, it's less than half price. So if you want to be a part of this and you want to work more closely, you want to be in a group where others are also perhaps going through something, I will put a link for you to read more, all right, and decide. There are payment options. It's very inexpensive for 4 1-hour calls live on YouTube, and you also have the opportunity to receive a ton of material, PDFs, all sorts of things to help you on your journey. Okay, so this is a bigger thing. I also have the flame infusion healing method available one-on-one. Okay, that's at my website. That's a private thing, and that is a week-by-week situation where you're working with me personally. That's also available at half price. Okay, so I've done these because we're entering this new energy into the world, right? This flame energy into the world, and I'm going to be here to try to help you for free as always as well, remembering that that's what I've always wanted. So that's what I create. However, if you do get yourself involved in some of these bigger systems, then eventually when I'm offering the practitioner side of it, so the training for you to be able to offer this with your business or offer this in your work or whatever, you'll already know exactly how it works. So these methods are absolutely so powerful. We're moving into flame sovereignty. We're moving away from other people you know, trying to do this and attune us and all that sort of stuff. We're past all of the old ways of doing things, and we're moving into a more focused, more intense, more direct energy. And you know, the flame infusion really does take care of so many things. Okay, it covers everything. I've designed it that way to cover absolutely anything and everything that you might ask or that you might need. After so many years of doing my own methods anyway, putting it into something that's just, you know, packing a punch is exactly what I've done here. So this is separate to my monthly stuff that I'm doing as part of Patreon. This is a separate thing for people specifically wanting to shed that stubborn weight and understand what they can do, and understand also how this can be beneficial for so many others once you have it happening for yourself. And it is amazing. So if you have been wondering what I do, this is also what I do. Okay, adding this all into my own life and doing this in this way. It has to go with, you know, the way that you're thinking, the way that you're feeling, the way that you're living, your spiritual life, right? It all has to come together for you, okay? It all has to come together for you. There may be things you're not even thinking of that are causing a problem. That's what I'm there to help you unlock, okay? So work with me personally, one-on-one, or be a part of this group and really, really start to get rid of all that old stuff, okay? That's coming up. The links will be below. All right. Now we are doing a lock. We're reversing a lock. This is a flame lock reversal. It's very, very simple, okay? This is for you all who have been repeating something, okay? So I'm going to give you an example. And this is, again, something that I was doing without saying it out loud, okay? So this was an internal lock that I had that was creating me to go around in a circle, okay? And this one was very clear to me that this is what I was doing, okay? And again, not something that I was out loud doing. It was something that I kept on trying to cancel whenever that thought would come up, okay? But it was something that kept on coming up. It was just this internal ping. It's like a messaging service in your field. Oh no, you can't have that. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, here we go. So, this was my loop, and I'm admitting it to you all, okay? I mean, I do anyway, but still. Just to give you an example. So I wrote this down, and you should write this down, okay? Every time and then put a line, okay? And then put I always, and then a line. So you're going to add in what you put, right? So for me, I said, every time I create something, or I create something new, I always have to wait such a long time for it to come in. See? So, my loop was, every time I create something new, I have to always wait for ages for anything to happen. This is what I was telling myself on an internal level, okay? It's like a secret level that you're doing to yourself, okay? You're not going to go around saying, well, every time this happens to me. I mean, some people do, but I am talking about the inner loop that you have, okay? This is something each one of you have of your own little hidden thing. That's why I want you to write it down, okay? So here's the loop. Every time I such and such, I always such and such. So that's what your loop is. So it might be, every time I ring the kids, I always have to wait a long, long time for them to ring back, if at all. And it annoys me, say. Or every time I pay a bill, I always am waiting for the next one to come. Or I always go into panic. Or I always think about how I'm going to get the money for the whatever else it is next, right? Every time I talk to this person, I always feel drained, right? Every time I try something spiritual, I always miss the point. I don't get it. It's not happening, okay? Whatever it is, you can sort of get what I mean right now. Please write down the loop. Now, so here's the loop. Every time I, whatever for you, I always, whatever. This is what you're saying. And this is the pattern I'm done with today. This is what you're saying. Put your hand on your solar plexus, okay? One deep breath through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. All right. Put the other hand on your heart. one on the heart, one on the solar plexus. Repeat line by line with me. By the authority of my sovereign flame, I revoke this lock on my life. I revoke this lock on my body and my path. I cancel all agreements that keep this in place. I pull my energy back from every version of reality where I'm trapped in that loop. I command this lock to release now. We're going to blow out 3 times. Okay? Imagine a lock cracking on that exhale. You could go, ha, 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 if you wanted to as well. I know that looks weird, but whatever. So, blow it out. Then turn your body slightly to the right. Okay, we're going in a different direction now, huh? Right? And then repeat after me. I step into my flame timeline now. I choose the path where this lesson is complete. I receive the easier way, the supported way, the true way for me. Okay. Move forward a little bit, even in your chair. Okay, take 1 step forward or move forward. Okay. Take 1 deep breath. Okay, the lock is reversed. The loop is over. I walk free. Now, what's your new sentence that you're saying to yourself? I'll go first. Every time I create something new, I always have people waiting in line. They can't get enough. They're always coming forward. It's a busy, busy time, right? So you might say, every time I call the kids, they just don't stop calling me back, right? So you're creating a new and positive loop. And just, I am telling you now, just taking that little time there, like 2 minutes or whatever, to really admit to yourself something and then reverse it, right? Reverse that little pattern in your life is the very thing that helps you to move on to, obviously we've moved on to the new timeline already, but it's the very thing that helps you to catch a lot of your own hidden talk, right? A lot of your own hidden talk. So when you hear someone say, I'm always the one that has to call, I'm always the one that has to fix something, I'm always the one that cleans everything up, I'm always the one that thinks of everybody else, I'm always the one that will go and drop everything and pick everybody up. Okay, so every time I offer my services, I always get left behind, right? Or something like this. And you're reversing this, you're unlocking this in your actual energy field, you're unlocking it from your timeline, you're unlocking it from your body, you're unlocking it from your mind, you're unlocking it from repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating from you to the next, to the next, to the next, right? So if it runs in your family that you're downtrodden, or that you don't have any money, or that you're always sick, or someone always dies of cancer, or something always happens, how about use this exercise and give it a shot, do the breathing, whatever, and then let it all go. Which means that when you go in your own mind's eye and try to it was even hard for me to say every time I do this because I've already got rid of this, right? So when you go to think about that little negative trait, or that little thing comes up, or you're triggered somehow, stop, center yourself and say, we're not going in that direction anymore. We're already done with that. We've already fixed it. So I wanted to share with you that quick removal of the lock, right? It's literally called a flame lock reversal, or a reverse loop, okay? Now, one of the things that we're going to do with a lot of this restoration, which is a new word for healing, right? So I wanted to create something that was encompassing everything that I'm offering here. And what I have found over 35 plus years, I'm going, wow, it's starting to get up there, is a certain sequence of events that people go through, a certain structure that they already have, PTSD and triggerings and toxic shame and always looping or always coming back to this beginning. Like, there are so many people that they want to start something and they get all excited about it, but then they go, well, this is not going to be a magic wand on my head. I'm going to actually have to do some work here, and I don't want to do any more work because I'm exhausted. That is taken into consideration with developing the flame infusion method. This flame infusion method is going to go through dimensional healing, in other words, shamanic healing. It's going to be done with the dragons. There are going to be separate methods that you can use that will accelerate your life or remove and erase a lot of things from your old patterns, your old structures, the old loops. And I've figured out a way to be able to get it so thorough, right, that there's nothing that you can say to me during the time that I wouldn't have thought of. Because remember, I'm coming at this with such a long history of working with people, right? Healing, psychic stuff, all of the old spiritual ways, right? So having a new method as we move into our future, which is actually our ancient methods, is what I'm going to be bringing forward. Now, this lock reversal sequence, you can use it for a number of things in your life that you are actually programming in. So you can change the sentence. Every time I get ahead, I always fall backwards. See, you may be saying this to yourself, right? You may be saying, every time I get paid, I always have to pay out a whole thing to all of this other ridiculous things that come in, right? Every time I speak to such and such, I always feel such and such. And so you can make this into your own little way and see those patterns of behaviors and start fixing them, right? So you can use this for yourself. You can take someone else through it. Moving on to your new timeline timeline and pathway by understanding all of these looping patterns, right? So I also meant to give this to everybody the other day. So I'm going to give you this now. And just quickly, I'm going to give you this Dragon Wealth invocation. I meant to give this to you all the other day. I'm going to read it to you. But I'm going to quickly read my notes. Just the very beginning notes of this flame infusion method. The flame infusion method is an evolution beyond traditional Reiki, a living, sentient current of source fire that adapts to each soul's blueprint. Rather than drawing energy through the practitioner, the flame awakens with both healer and receiver, forming a shared vortex of renewal. The flame does not send energy, it remembers the body's original code, okay? and reignites it. Okay, so that's the sort of thing that we're going to be working with. I have so many protocols, and you've seen my paperwork. I'm even creating I'm jotting down a whole lot of notes so that eventually, when the timing's right, it can all be released into a nice big book from start to finish too. Okay. So we can do more of this. Okay. So this is a very, very easy and quick way. There is a longer way to remove locks, okay? Time capsules, all kinds of things as well. Right now, I really want to read this to you. I was looking for this paper when I was doing the Dragonfire. Even though Dragonfire participants, the webinar is still available. Anyone can go to Patreon, to the Flame tier, and you'll have access to all webinars, all information, all posts every single day, pretty much. I may miss a day or two, but I do try to keep on top of it. So, the Dragon Wealth Invocation. Are you ready? Okay, all you have to do is listen. Right. I call upon the ancient flame, dragons of earth, sky, and star, guardians of the golden grid, keepers of the true treasure, allies of the original flame, architects, hear me now. I stand as the flame sovereign. I reclaim my architect throne. I speak with the authority of source and the blood of the eternal flame. Dragons of wealth, dragons of power, rise from every realm and gather to me. Spiral around my field, open the vaults beneath my feet. Unseal the gold within the grids. Bring to me all inheritance and all resources stolen. All gifts promised, all patronage aligned, all compensation decreed by universal law. Burn away every false contract, every system of lack, every parasitic attachment, every blocker, binder, or thief. Leave nothing standing. I command the return of my flame prosperity through all timelines, life, times, bloodlines, and dimensions. I call it into the now. I do not chase wealth. I am the current it flows through. I am the architect it builds with. I am the flame that restores the rightful order. Dragons of abundance, bring the gold, bring the land, bring the allies, bring the resources, bring the freedom. By the flame law, by dragon flame pact, by sovereign decree of the architect, it's done, it's done, it's done. Now exhale like fire, bringing it into reality. Okay? How's that? Love that one. Am I the only one that's a writer here? I know there are writers. But I get really excited when I get a nice fresh bit of paper. Like, you know, a nice fresh bit of paper. I'm going to fill it up. I can't wait to write on it. So it's something where, you know, you don't have much when you're a kid or whatever. So, you know, you really appreciate how this works. All right, so one more time. 4 1-hour sessions on the 10th of January, 17th, the 24th, and the 31st. That's the first group, okay? It's a flame infusion, weight and body reset. It is a private YouTube link. It is also a private Telegram group. You will receive PDFs, digital downloads, and all kinds of information to keep you very busy until we meet again in the next week. So this is something directly for this. Any challenges that come up, anything that comes up during that time, we reset it and we move on so that you can move into your freedom. Now, it's a 4-week program, as I said, but that doesn't mean that you can't work with me personally as well, right? In between that time, or a phone call or whatever. So I'm trying to set these things up to make them very, very easy and affordable for you to be able to be a part of it. The only reason why I can't make it as, like, say, another Patreon tier or something is that anyone could join at any time and they've already missed out, and the energy needs to be kept correctly. So, for example, when I did semester 1 for the Light Leaders Academy, there was a 12-week connection with me, right? And so for 12 weeks, I sat there through the lessons. So someone who comes in at week 6 hasn't even done week 1 yet, and we're all talking about, you know, week 5 and 6 kind of thing, and people just got lost and all confused. So we have a dedicated place for it. As I told you all, I'm moving into more full-time teaching, so you know, my mentoring services, the phone calls, all of these things probably won't be available in the future. I can't guarantee how long for, because if I'm going to jump into something that is what I really truly want to do, right, which holds more information to help more people, then I have to do that. Otherwise, I'm held back by the old ways. You know what I'm saying? But in between that time, I'm still offering some things, and one of them is the flame infusion method, which is the one-on-one, or I'm doing the body reset, flame infusion body reset. Okay, so have any questions, or if you have anything you want to ask me about anything that I've been talking about, let me know. And also try that lock reversal, right? That flame lock reversal. Be really honest with yourself in what you're actually saying to yourself. No one needs to know, okay? But you're going to start picking up on these little things that are not in alignment with where you're going, and you'll be able to kick them out quite quickly as well. All right, have a look in the comments for all the links for things for you to take a look at. Remember, it will start on the 10th of January. So after that date, it won't be available at that evergreen price, okay, which is half price for this big, massive session. And if you think about it, if you were going to somewhere else, you would pay a lot of money to get anyone to help you, right? So let's look at it from all angles. So I hope to see you real soon. I hope to see you in my December webinar, which is separate from all this infusion stuff. I'm going to announce really soon what's going to be involved in that, so I hope that you're ready for that one. And I will see you real soon, okay? Lots of love. Hope this helped you. Bye for now.